At 1.68 pesos per share, overpriced ba ang next-gen IPO? Yan po ang gusto kong sagutin ngayong araw. Quick video lang po tayo ngayon kasi originally wala naman akong planong gumawa ng IPO review kasi may exposure na po ako sa renewable energy space. Isang stock saka isang REIT. Pero after quickly browsing, checking the contents of the prospectus, may ilang thoughts lang ako na baka makatulong sa inyo sa inyong research, and in line naman siya sa overall theme natin dito sa YouTube channel, which is being transparent about my investing journey. Simulan natin sa isang technical analysis using PE ratio. At a basic level, a price-to-earnings ratio or PE ratio is a way to measure how expensive a company's shares are. Madali lang po i-calculate ang PE ratio. You only need two pieces. The first one is market price per share, or in this case, yung IPO price, which is 1.68 pesos per share. The other element is the earnings per share na makikita naman yan sa prospectus, which is 0.06 pesos. So, market price per share divided by earnings per share is 1.68 divided by 0.06 or 28. Therefore, the PE ratio of next-gen IPO is 28. Remember the rule of thumb, guys. Mahalaga to. Kung mababa sa 15, undervalued or cheap. Kung mataas naman sa 25, overvalued or expensive na. This means kung magsusubscribe ka sa IPO na to, you will be paying 28 times more the company's earnings for one share of the company. Pero as I said, rule of thumb lang ito at kailangan mong gamitin yung PE ratio in the context of the broader or larger market. Kung ano yung sentiment ng mga tao. Okay, ito ang interesting part. I-compare natin siya sa other renewable energy stocks in the PSE. For ASEN and CREC or CREC, the sponsor company of CREIT, investors are also willing to pay 28 times the company's earnings for the growth potential. Next, REDC or Repower Energy Development Corporation, sister company nitong NextGen actually, nasa 16 naman ang PE ratio niya based on the last price. Finally, SPNEC, which more than doubled its IPO price during the first 2 months of trading, tapos slowly returned to its IPO price 1.5 years later, hulaan niyo yung PE ratio. 4 lang po ang PE ratio nitong SPNEC, which suggests that it is relatively undervalued or mas mura compared to its peers in this renewable energy space. I can try to speculate kung bakit ang baba ng price niya, ang baba ng PE ratio, why it is undervalued, why is it relatively cheaper than its peers. Pero I'm not an expert. I'm just presenting the facts, the research, the results of my research to you guys para hindi na kayo mag-research, at least in this part, itong PE ratio. Also, in-exclude ko dito ang CREIT saka PREIT kahit na nasa renewable energy space din sila, simply because they have a different earnings model, they earn differently compared to regular stocks. I could be totally wrong and possible na universal metric pala ang PE ratio when it comes to valuing a company. Doesn't matter kung regular stock or REIT man siya. Baka asset agnostic pala ang paggamit ng PE ratio. Also, this table is not meant to be a conclusive factor para sabihin na SPNEC na lang yung bilhin nyo kasi yun yung pinakamamurang stock right now in the market. Ibig sabihin lang po nito, halo-halo ang sentiment ng mga retail investors when it comes to renewable energy space. Some investors are willing to pay more than 20 times the price, others are not. So speaking of renewable energy space, my next thought is about how much support the government is giving this industry, this space. So yun nga, mataas ang level of support na binibigyan ng gobyerno sa renewable energy projects. In the first 2 rounds of GEAP or Green Energy Auction Program last 2022 and 2023, the Department of Energy awarded 124 contracts totaling 5,406.79 megawatts of installed capacity. From this table po, the 2 technologies awarded with the highest capacity ay solar and wind, which is actually what NextGen is focused on. Note ko lang na total capacity po ito at hindi lahat mapupunta sa NextGen. This table only represents the work, effort, money na ini-invest ng gobyerno at related entities to boost this space. In other words, ini-encourage nila ang renewable energy developers to expand their business and services using tax incentives. This will increase competition in the market and make prices competitive. In the end, magbe-benefit po ang consumers kasi as the industry grows and matures, bababa ang presyo ng kuryente. The energy sector is the most promising, exciting, and booming industry right now. Pero meron pang ibang players that you should consider. Since this video is designed to be quick lang po, I will only talk about the stocks or the investments that I personally have na pwede nyo rin tingnan as an alternative. May exposure na po ako sa renewable energy investing in the form of C-REIT and ASEN. Ang primary strategy ko for C-REIT is of course dividend investing pero may potential siya for capital appreciation. For ASEN naman, simple lang, value and growth investing. C-REIT's earnings is contingent on securing lease contracts with its customers in two ways. Pag-lease nung land and yung pag-lease naman ng solar assets nila. ASEN naman po is capitalizing on its international presence for diversification and growth. Outside the Philippines, may presence sila in Australia, Vietnam, India, and Indonesia. Of course guys, needless to say, hindi to financial advice at hindi ko kayo ini-encourage na bilhin ang C-REIT at ASEN. I'm just being transparent here and yung final decision kung mag-i-invest kayo or hindi sa next gen ay nasa inyo pa rin. Okay guys, hypothetically kung may 100,000 pesos ka right now at hindi mo siya pwedeng tanggalin sa stock market, kailangan mo siyang gamitin. Will you buy or will you pass sa next gen IPO? Comment down below. Buy or pass? Abangan ko yan ha.